Hello everybody, it's Rabbi Lister here with another minute mitzvah, a mitzvah you can do in less than a minute. You may recall that a while ago we looked at the brachot, the blessing that we say before we eat fruit. And that bracha goes, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam borei peri ha'etz, which means we thank you, Lord our God, King of the whole world, who creates the fruit of the tree. And we say the bracha before we eat fruit, something like a peach which grows on a peach tree, or grapes that grow on a vine, which also counts as a tree. Now we're used to thinking of that bracha being just for fruit, whereas vegetables have a different bracha altogether. Here's some vegetables I've got here. I've got a cucumber, I've got a leek, I've got a tomato, and on vegetables the bracha we say is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam borei peri ha'adamah, which means we thank you, Lord our God, King of the whole world, who creates the fruit of the ground. However, it's worth remembering that some of the things that we think of as fruit actually in Jewish law class as vegetables for the purposes of this bracha. I've got some fruit here which actually don't grow on a tree, so the bracha we say for these will also end borei peri ha'adamah, which means we thank God who creates the fruit of the ground, rather than borei peri ha'etz, which means who creates the fruit of the tree. So here's one. It's a pineapple, and because pineapples don't grow on a tree, they just grow on a little stem which comes out of the ground. The bracha we say for a pineapple finishes borei peri ha'adamah. Likewise, a watermelon doesn't grow on a tree, it grows on a little stem out of the ground. That's borei peri ha'adamah as well. And a gallia melon also doesn't grow on a tree. And bananas also, although they do grow on a palm, because the palm shrivels up a bit in the winter, and we're not quite sure that it counts as a tree, therefore the bracha we say on these as well finishes borei peri ha'adamah, who creates the fruit of the ground. And the distinction that we make in Jewish law between a fruit and a vegetable for the purposes of brachot is whether or not it grows on something that endures throughout the year. So for example, if you have a peach or grapes that grow on a vine, the thing that they grow on has a woody stem and it lasts right through the winter. Whereas melons, pineapples, strawberries and so on, these things have just a green stem that shrivels away and dries up during the winter, only to grow again in the following year. And when you have a fruit that grows on such a plant, the bracha that we say for it is borei peri ha'adamah. It's worth getting our brachot right, that way we can thank God in the most appreciative and precise way, and all will be well. Thanks for listening to that mitzvah you can do in less than a minute. Stay safe.